So I don't mind telling you guys right now, I'm very, 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 very frustrated. I am very frustrated because just my single tweet of the Be Less White training images has gotten over 22 million views. And not a single journalist out there is focused on the story that actually matters. The story that actually matters in all of this is not Coca-Cola. It's not. I'm sorry. Coke is not the problem. Everyone's up in arms like, boycott Coke, boycott Coke. It's the dumbest thing that's ever happened because Coke is not the problem. They are not. The problems that need to be focused on are 1, LinkedIn Learning, and 2, Robin DiAngelo. And to the very best of my knowledge, and I have been screaming about it, trying to get someone, anyone, to do something that's an actual journalist, because I am not a journalist and have no desire to be. Not a single journalist, to the best of my knowledge, has reached out to LinkedIn and demanded to know why this course is on their training platform in the first place. Not a single journalist has asked LinkedIn how much money they paid Robin DiAngelo, because it's going to be in the tens of thousands of dollars at least, how much money they paid her to teach a course for them that literally told people to be less white. Not a single journalist, to the best of my knowledge, has tried to figure out how many other organizations are using this course in their training program, because I'm going to bet you it's in the thousands, and they're just as big as Coca-Cola. In fact, I know that for a fact because I've been getting emails from it, and I'm doing the job of actual journalists and trying to track this information down. You want to know why? Because they're all off making polar bear memes on Twitter and laughing about how Coke is racist. Coke is not the problem. They're not. You can boycott Coke till kingdom come. You ain't gonna change nothing because LinkedIn Learning is the problem and Robin DiAngelo is the problem. But since everyone is focused on Coke, let's get a little update, shall we? Because over the weekend, Coke released 2 statements that directly contradicted each other. The first statement they released to The Blaze, which they basically said, yes, the course was in our Better Together curriculum, but it was not the focus of the curriculum. In the second statement, they denied that the course had ever been a part of their Better Together curriculum. And if we want to talk about journalists not doing their jobs, we could also talk about the fact that no journalist, to the best of my knowledge, has been talking about the fact that Coke issued 2 contradictory statements. No journalist, to the best of my knowledge, has followed up with Coke to say, you said one thing, and then you said a different thing. But I followed up because I have to play journalist, because real journalists are not doing their GD jobs. And here is the information that I discovered when I followed up. This is from a second Coke whistleblower. This is not the same person as the first one, and this person is actually much higher ranked than the first whistleblower I talked to. And they said the following: Coca-Cola has had LinkedIn remove those Robin DiAngelo slides/presentation from its Better Together curriculum over the weekend, while instructing employees to tell their friends and family who reach out to them that the viral images and video are false. Prior to removing the DiAngelo videos and slides, the landing page consisted of a list of 18 videos. Once you click the first video, you were taken to the video player view that consisted of all the topics Coca-Cola requires you to complete, along with all of the DiAngelo videos and slides mixed in, which also contained section checkpoints and quizzes. After the first video played, it would skip to the next video, which was out of order in the lineup of videos on the left side. So of course, I, like many others, watched all the videos in order and witnessed the DiAngelo videos and slides. Coca-Cola should have done better and removed the DiAngelo videos and slides prior to releasing it to their employees. But I personally feel like they did not remove them initially because they were/are planning to use them in future sessions. I'm curious to see if they get reintroduced at a later time. I am not planning to be here for it. They also have employees going back and forth with each other on Yammer about the debacle. How we got here is a mystery. I'll never find it acceptable to allow employees to openly discuss their stance on issues and for those who take an opposing stance to be told they are wrong. Luckily, there are employees who witnessed the D'Angelo videos and slides for themselves and said it's disingenuous of the company to state those videos weren't a part of Coca-Cola's Better Together curriculum because they were available to all employees prior to the statement being made and them being removed. So take that for what you will. I have committed another act of journalism because no actual journalist, not on the right and not on the left, are willing to step up to the plate. And yeah, I'm specifically going to call out you journalists on the right because I've seen journalists just release the second statement Coke made and said, ha ha ha, well, Coke has denied all these things took place. Did they actually do any journalism to follow up? No, because of course they didn't. Because there are no real journalists out there. So you know what, man? If I'm the only one doing journalism in this whole scenario, I guess that's the lot I've put myself in by releasing these images in the first place. But I don't know why people aren't demanding that real journalists step up to do their jobs, especially the ones that are supposed to be the ones that you could trust. I have seen so many memes on Twitter with white polar bears being called racist that I have lost count. And yeah, memes are funny. Fine, whatever. But if you aren't going to step up to the plate and actually do your job, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. I never wanted to be a journalist in my life, and yet here I am having to chase stuff down because there are zero real journalists who want to follow up with Coke employees to find out what they actually knew. There are zero real journalists trying to get at LinkedIn and demand a statement about why this course is on their platform in the first place. And there are zero real journalists that are demanding answers from Robin DiAngelo about why she's training people to hate themselves because of the color of their skin. I am so frustrated. Obviously, if you've made it this far in this video, I think it's pretty obvious that I'm extremely frustrated. And I'm going to be honest, I'm at the verge of like walking away from this whole thing because if no one out there is going to do anything productive, then there is nothing that I can do anyway. There's nothing I can do anyway. If you are unwilling to do the bare minimum, and I'll tell you what the bare minimum is. I sent out a tweet this morning saying, here are some questions that I'd like LinkedIn to answer. Retweet if you want LinkedIn to answer some questions. Over, like the last time I looked, over 40,000 people had seen the tweet. You know how many had retweeted it? About 400. That is the very lowest bar I can think of, folks. That is the very lowest bar I can think of. When 40,000 of you see a message and you aren't willing to click a retweet button, I can't think of a lower bar to entry, folks. I can't. I'm sorry. Like, how much less do you want to do in this scenario to actually start participating? Because if everyone that was against critical race theory stood up now and said, this is ridiculous and we're not going to put up with it, all of this would be over in an instant. It would be done. Instead, what we have is a couple people, maybe a couple dozen people in the country that are fighting back against this stuff right now. And I gotta be honest with you guys, it's killing me to do it. It is like, this is not an easy fight. And when I only have a very few number of people I can rely on, and when everyone is complaining about this, but no one wants to stand up and say anything, and you guys don't want to do the bare minimum to get by, but you'll make polar bear memes all day and night. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know why this is a fight that I should continue to kill myself for when it doesn't even seem as though it's appreciated. So that's where I'm at right now. You've got your update. Coke is lying again, which is what I said the GD first time, because I had actually talked to their employees. I had vetted all of this information. So this comes to no surprise to me, but it is what it is, and they're not even the ones I'm worried about anyway. If there is not a single journalist that is willing to reach out and demand answers from LinkedIn about why they are paying Robin DiAngelo to create training that says try to be less white, I gave you a gift on a silver platter, journalist. Here, a golden story for you on a silver platter, and you're still not doing your GD jobs.